Greetings, sending awesome, warm, positive vibrations. This is Body-Culinary, and I am celebrating my birthday. So, as I said, I'm going to be sharing some more of my favorite things in honor of my Earth Day. So, today we're going to be making some dragon juice. We're going to be making some live dragon juice. So, one of my favorite things is whole, fresh living, unprocessed food. So if you're interested in a really delicious juice that doesn't need any sugar, it's all natural, really colorful, very refreshing, then stay tuned. If you're new to this channel, welcome. I'm Body-Culinary, professional chef, personal trainer, natural born woman. Shout out to you, whatever your expression is. Mother, lover of a natural lifestyle, or as close as I can get to it in these times that we're living in. And it's another scorcher today. I think it might go up to 100 degrees. So on this channel, I love to share some of my journey of radical self-acceptance, really celebrating and appreciating the unique cottony textured fine hair that I have been assigned, the unique features I have been assigned, and I invite you all to do the same. So I'm into full celebration mode. Do keep in mind, I appreciate makeup. I can appreciate all different types of creativity. However, this is what works best for my natural lifestyle. I feel really comfortable. There are 3 lifestyle practices that I love to share on this channel. And those leverage lifestyle practices are peaceful consumption, food that loves you back, food that doesn't deposit a whole lot of waste on your waistline, food that your cells can recognize, that add to your vitality, to your longevity, that doesn't clog up your colon, that doesn't compromise your liver or your immune system. In addition to them being very colorful, nutrient dense, enjoyable, and flexible with any kind of a spending plan. So that is a lifestyle for me. That's not a diet. I feel very fortunate because in the past I was a sure enough junk food junkie. And that my skin reflected that. My skin was looking like pop rocks. You can scroll down in the community section and you can see. And so my skin cleared not from all the products I got from the health food store and the food co-op. My skin did not clear from all the money I spent for Proactive. It basically cleared from sleep and primarily my personal movement practice and whole, fresh, living, unprocessed foods. Literally, like no processed foods, no more health junk, none of the organic Oreos, the fruit juice sweetened cookies, the vegan versions of Reese's peanut butter cups. Those are really tasty. Not the vegan version, the health food store brand of Cheetos, which I ate those. Not the vegan organic version of Captain Crunch. I found those too. Shout out to Gorilla Munch. Like I had one point found all of the upgraded substitutions that were fruit juice sweetened or didn't have as many chemicals or made with organic ingredients from the health food store and the food co-op, yet the foods were still highly processed. They were very devoid of water, right? Something I really like to focus on, living water in particular, right? Not just water, even if it's good quality water out of a really good filter. It's not the same thing as the living water in the food. So your body has lots of living water in it. So now we know if you drink water that's poison, it will poison the system. If you drink contaminated water, or if you drink stagnant water. So I like to paint pictures with words because I find it is really efficient. And good quality, comprehensive education, in addition to really beautiful tasting and colorful food, is what keeps me on the straight and narrow. Otherwise, I really don't think I would be able to sustain this as a way of life. So feel free, if you like, to if you get some value, to give the video a like. You can always comment respectfully. I don't have the only perspective, so you can feel free to share, subscribe, and all that jazz. So I know that there's someone out there that appreciates this content. Feel free to subscribe. You can also find Body-Culinary. You can find my guide to whole living foods if you're interested in taking on unprocessed living foods as a lifestyle. There is whole living foods in the hood with menus to fit your budget. So that is a shortcut to this lifestyle. If you're at a food co-op, farmer's market, the Caribbean, fruit stand, you can really sustain your life on whole, fresh living fruits, vegetables, seeds, nuts, herbs, and spices. That's what I'm eating exclusively. If you're someone that has added or has animal flesh in your diet, you will still benefit from really dousing your eating plan with fresh, unprocessed plant foods. So whatever your sweet spot is, that's something that you're going to have to find on your own. And that's a journey. It's a journey. It's a personal journey. So I don't think that there's ever any need to shame yourself or shame someone else for their food choices, right? It is a personal journey. If you've had a lot of acne, as I have, there's natural beauty, no products. I put food on my face, right? I put food on my skin primarily from the inside. Before my hair locked, I was using fruits and vegetables on my skin and in my hair. So I stopped buying all the conditioners, the gels. One time I used to use all that black styling gel. So I stopped using all of that. And as I looked at the products I was getting from the health food store and I was spending all of this money, I'm like, if I'm buying my food by the case, I might as well find ways to use all of the fruits and vegetables that I'm using. And I started out, in an apartment in BK. So be encouraged. You can grow something from wherever you are. If you're interested in coaching around fitness and whole living, unprocessed foods, nutrition, and lifestyle, feel free to reach out and follow the link so you can get fill out the application so you can get a link to the private Discord. And in celebration of my birthday, we are, this is part of the celebration. We're doing some nutrition classes Monday through Thursday at 2:00 Eastern Standard Time. In addition to in the morning, there's relaxation. Some people call it meditation, relaxation, and journaling and goal setting at 4:30 in the morning. 5 a.m. there is a workout, a vigorous workout, hit it and quit it. That's all you need for cardio, flexibility, and strength training. And some more relaxation and coaching around efficient working out. You really don't need to leave your apartment to get a really good, vigorous workout. So if you're interested in coaching and working out with me, or being part of the Flowah Fit coaching and community of like-minded individuals, folks striving for a healthy lifestyle, then do give me a holler. Fill out the application and send me an email communication so that we can vet everyone in it so it is a safe space. All right, so that being said, dragon juice today. I want to encourage any of you folks that maybe if you're still drinking Coke, or maybe you've graduated from Coke to only carbonated drinks, right? Which at least you're not getting the corn syrup and all of that artificial sugar, right? If you are experiencing any kind of autoimmune diseases or the CANCER, sugar is something that can really fuel the malformation of those cells. So there are lots of other things that you have options, right? We need something to look forward to. Even after education, you still want some things to look forward to. I know what it's like to feel like everything is taken from me and I'm like, there's nothing to eat. I can't do this because there's nothing to eat and this is going to be boring. So today we're going to make one of my favorites, which is dragon juice. And I am sensitive to sugar. And this is going to be very easy ingredients. So I have here a dragon fruit. These come in a white variety, and they also come in a very dark pink fuchsia, a beautiful color variety. It's also known in some countries as pitaya, right? In English, it is dragon fruit. So this is the birthday month, my season, and lots of fruits that are blooming all around me. So I'm really excited. Mango is my favorite fruit, so that you know. And we're going to use some local lime. This looks like an orange, but this is actually not a lime. So there are many different varieties of lime. This is a local lime. Some people call it Jamaican lime. And there are different varieties of local lime. And we're going to use from a local farmer. Sometimes you find some heirloom varieties of fruits and vegetables are very small. But I find that the smaller produce is much more flavorful. So this is real simple. Simple. Fiber, living water, right? So the food, it has a lot of weight to it. As you're eating more fresh, whole, living, unprocessed foods, the weight of your bags, your recycled bags, should be getting heavier and heavier, right? At the same time, your food bill will likely go down as you master the art of shopping and understanding how you just really don't need to eat all this processed stuff, because as in honoring the ways of the mothers and the grandmothers, we're using all of these fresh ingredients and we're flipping them every which way to Sunday. We're getting maximum use out of the fiber, the juice. We use everything up until we can't get any more out of it, and then we compost it. All right, so this is going to be super simple. I like to keep things simple. We can get very extravagant and gourmet. However, oops, I dropped my pepper. People sleep on how gourmet or how simple foods can also be so-called gourmet. Keep in mind, many of us sometimes are adding so much honey, sweetener, agave nectar, maple syrup, but actually not tasting the actual food. So our palates have kind of been compromised from all the salt, even with the sea salt, so much sea salt. This also, I can tell you, definitely keeps a lot of weight on, that weighs on the scale, that is water retention. It can make our faces very, very puffy. And the research has been out for some years. A lot of salt can also contribute to diabetes. It's not just refined sugar. Also, keep in mind these things can stimulate and foster false appetite. So it can keep you going and going and going and not kick in or activate your satiation cues within your body, because you're going after, like, think about like with the Doritos, right? They say you can't eat one. So you keep going back for the flavorings and your tongue is not able to balance out natural flavors. So if you have any questions, put them in the chat. So these are our 3 ingredients today. So let's rinse them off. I've been somehow making lots of, I'm always making lots of food. So I was just making some juices. So the nice thing is when you're not making with, preparing food with a whole lot of oil, I don't really have a whole bunch to clean, right? I don't need a whole bunch of dishwashing liquid. I am sensitive to chemicals. And some people find that when you start eating more natural foods over time, you may lose your tolerance. You may become very sensitive to the aromas and foods and natural foods, also in chemical scents. I know that's something that I found. I used to hear people talk about it, and I thought that they were joking. All right, so I'm going to tilt this down a little bit. Right, so I've been experimenting with some new recipes. I'm always experimenting because I like to be able to use all the ingredients. And also, when you're handling your own food, I like to see what the seeds are looking like. I like to see, sometimes you get some food that looks kind of almost like malformed or something. That's telling me about the seeds, the soil, and how the food was grown, right? So here's our pitaya. Here's our pitaya. Look at that beautiful fuchsia color. Now, I did just say that I put food on my face. I really do. So this is something I will put on my lips, and I would also put it on my cheeks. So you can laugh. That's okay. But just think about it, right? All of these products we're paying for from the store. I can even also take the inside of the skin and rub it on my face. You ever hear of these alpha hydroxy acids? One time that was all the rave, all these different types of fruit acids. Well, I know from using fruits as cleansers, fruits are actually cleansing and hydrating to the body, where vegetables are more builders. A lot of that is inside with living enzymes inside of the fruit. So why not rub this on my face? Now you just got to be careful, because there was one time where I did make a conditioner from bananas, and I had put, you see it on YouTube channels, I had put a little recycled plastic bag on that I put like a head wrap on, and I forgot I had it on. I just forgot. I get up really early, and I was I went to go do a workout or something and come back, and I forgot I had this cap on in my head. Then I start seeing, I don't know if you remember Charlie Brown, but there used to be one of the characters, I think it was Pigpen, with flies were flying around him, and I was like, why are these fruit flies coming around me? I left the banana in my hair, and then, my body temperature was getting nice and hot from working out, so don't do that. So I'm going to cut the pitaya into 4. And then it peels really easily. So we just quartered it in 4 pieces, right? And it just looks really nice and easy. I love the color of it. It slides nice and easy right out of the skin. So I'm gonna drop it in the container. So if you don't have a fancy, what do you call it? If you don't have a fancy blender, one of those $600 blenders, I do like really nice blenders. I love equipment. But I also, just as much as I really enjoy, I'm going to drop the yellow pepper in. So look at those colors. I really love color-coded food. So just as much as I like the fancy blenders, I also really like rustic food preparation tools. Like I have my grandmother's ancient rotary coconut grinder, which is one of my favorite things to use. So we're also going to take one of my favorite kitchen tools, So I'm going to take the strainer. And again, this is Jamaican lime. It looks like an orange, but it's not an orange. And what I find with these local limes and fruit, they have a lot more seeds in them. The limes that are most popular in the States are those green limes. A lot of them are coming from Mexico. Quite often, they don't have any seeds in them, right? And I will make use of the skins later on. So this is great because I can just take this reamer. And actually, this is a lot of juice. I find with a lot of those, the Mexican limes, those green limes, a lot of times they're very dry and they don't have juice. And so my grandma used to roll the limes around on the counter and really squeeze it down on the counter before she cut it open to squeeze it. That's like a little trick from Grandma Lou. Right? And as much of the pulp as I can get in there. I like to take the skin and smash it down inside the strainer so I get all of the juice out of the pulp and I leave the seeds behind, right? So that's just 3 ingredients, right? We have the dragon fruit or the pitaya. We have the yellow pepper, which is full of vitamin C. So just think about all the money that you're spending on creams. It's not necessary, right? And this can really help your palate and actually help you with cravings, right? As you start to taste what I like to call a balance, balancing out your flavor palette, balancing out your sugar, so you can start to discern food that's just subtly sweet enough. It's sweet enough where you don't need to add artificial sweetener or additional sweetener, but you get the flavor with the sweetness. A lot of times with sugar, it's sweet, but the sugar doesn't have flavor. The pitaya or the dragon fruit has a flavor to it. Yellow peppers, which I snack on all the time, it has a flavor. So a lot of times with the refined white flour, white sugar, it's been so processed that you don't get the natural flavors. So we're actually substituting some of that artificial hyped up sweetness with actual flavor and living water, right? So I'm going to blend this up. You can make this as cold or as room temperature as you like. So we're just making the juice. So I'm just going to blend it so you can see what it looks like right from there. And I can just rinse the blender out, the NutriBullet, old trusty NutriBullet. So we're chit-chatting, but I want you to see how beautiful the color is on here. Ooh, look at the color. So you know how many different kinds of dyes that they're using to get this color? It's like a fuchsia color. So again, that's why I will take the skin and rub it on my skin. So if I want to stretch this, right? It's almost like a loose smoothie. I can add some ice cubes to it. So I like a lot of times foods like room temperature or cool. However, it's been like over 100 and something degrees. And if I have guests coming over, yes, I do keep ice cubes, although I love living foods. So I think I'll put a little bit of ice cubes. As they say in these parts, instead of saying little, they say lee. A little bit. And a lot of times I like to fill the ice cubes with water from the filter. Because I can really taste the difference in different waters. Now, if I want to make it a little more refreshing, as I'm thinking about it, I might even I think I'll add the other half of the lime, right? So again, it looks orangey, but this is a local lime, right? With all of these seeds in it. So, and it actually gave me a good amount of juice. So it looks like an orange, but it is not an orange. And it's a tremendous amount of seeds in it. So my palate, I really like this better than the average limes that you see. I think also in the States that have a tendency, because these are imported, to charge you a bit more for these kinds of limes. But I think it's worth it for the flavor. And again, I like to take the lime and wipe it down in the strainer. So I get all of the juice out. It's clean, decanted. Right? So let's look at the skin. Look how pretty that is. So I will rub this on my skin, y'all. I really will. So let's blend that back up. this would have blended down a lot quicker. But you know what? You got to work with what you got. You trade off the time, right, for something that is a lot less expensive. So let's take our wine glass. Usually like water in a wine glass when I make my smoothies. I really like to have really pretty plates and cups. This is like really thick as a smoothie. Get a little spin. So if I wanted to, I could eat that almost like an ice cream. But once I step outside, wow. I think I'm gonna leave my extra ice cubes in there because that is gonna melt because it's so hot. So what we have done effectively is to stretch out the sugar. Now, the pitaya isn't like it's more flavorful than it's sweet. It's subtly sweet. It's subtly sweet. But look at the color. Look at the color on there. So these were simple. We had a yellow pepper. I know some people may not think of putting peppers inside of a smoothie or a drink, but I use peppers all of the time. And this is something that I talk about. I may have mentioned I had really intense acne, whiteheads, blackheads, cystic acne. And it took me years to figure out how to stop the cycle of the breakouts. That was a thorn in my side. Actually, it's one of the reasons why I really appreciate not wearing makeup, because when my skin was trying to clear up from acne, I really felt like I was slowing down the process by putting makeup on my skin, and I felt like I was plastering my skin. Then also when I go to do a movement practice, or let's say I was on the treadmill and I was walking the incline, I'm bleeding with sweat, and then you have all this makeup on. It just did not feel, that felt very uncomfortable, and for me it felt very unnatural. So that's insight. It's one of the reasons why I really appreciate, as someone that's had a tremendous amount of scarring and acne, it's one of the reasons why I really appreciate my natural skin. So I've decided to embrace it with the different phases of life and everything. I prioritize healthy, tetas, healthy skin, healthy womb, preservation, and prevention is better than cure. So we have the yellow pepper, we have the pitaya or the dragon fruit, the fuchsia variety, because they also come in white. Although I could experiment with the white one. And then we have the Jamaican lime, which has a slightly different flavor than the green lime. If I had green lime, that's what I would use. But there's a difference in the taste. And I also like the fact that lime has a lot of seeds. There's just, traditional, if you want to say, ancestral local foods, right? I can taste the difference. A lot of times when we're not preparing our own food, I just feel like we are missing out on so much information because we're not handling our own food. So again, you have the pitaya or the dragon fruit, same thing. You have the yellow pepper and you have the Jamaican lime, right? And so we're not adding any sweetener. I invite you to consider not sweetening your drinks. In particular, if you have issues with your skin, if you feel like you're carrying a lot of additional adipose, the technical term for fatty tissue around your waistline, the body is telling you something about how it's metabolizing or having issues metabolizing the meals that you're putting in. It's very likely that we have many layers, sometimes even years of undigested meals sitting inside the system, and a lot of the additional sugar, even if it's from the health food store. If it's highly processed and eaten in excess, it will be stored as adipose tissue, the technical term for fatty tissue. So it's a lot also that we're putting our organs through. Now, the beautiful thing with the living foods, it's fresh. This has not been sitting on a shelf for who knows how long, going from this warehouse to that factory. And it does make a difference when you buy local, because usually the food will be in season. You'll eat seasonally. The prices will be less expensive. And you'll also find that the food is much more flavorful when you're buying local. So if you don't, you may spend a little bit more for pitaya because it's being flown in, unless you're in Florida or a tropical region. I got to a point in my consumption where I'd rather treat myself to pitaya than all of those bags. Oh my God, I put somebody's children through college with all the barbecue potato chips I was eating. So I love to try new tropical fruits. These are things that keep the lifestyle very, very exciting. So I point out some of these tips. A lot of it is psychological. A lot of it is a new experience, right? If you're looking to eat this way, this is a big part of my health insurance, right? Medical insurance, I get hit by a car, give me a cast, give me some oxygen. On the everyday, though, my goal is to mitigate stress, right? And this is actually one of the ways you can do it. And constantly, constantly make deposits into the 401k of my health. So this is a good amount. Also, when you're not feeding a lot of artificial sugar and salt, you'll find that it really dramatically decreases your cravings, right? Remember in the beginning, we talked about that false appetite. I've had numerous people ask me, oh, can I recommend a diet suppressant? I'm thinking like, they must not know who they're talking to. You want an appetite suppressant, believe it or not, that can be exercise, right? We could talk more about that later. And also if you can get your behind out of bed early, we have journal writing, deep relaxation, and breathing at 4:30 in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. That's the times. And 5 o'clock is our Hit It and Quit It, our Harriet Squats workout. So if anybody knows the Harriet Squats, shout out to you. In the evening, in honor of my birthday month, we're doing cocoon. I always say go into cocoon and bloom. A lot of us could stand to go ghost, go in. I mean, think about how much we're getting out of a lot of these TV programs. Spend a couple of weeks of going to bed early and watch, the dramatic changes that your body goes through from going to sleep, and stop eating. I know they're calling it intermittent fasting. That's not what my grandma would call it. It was like, when the sun is down, stop eating, close the kitchen. So you can have some support. And even if you find it's challenging, this is good feedback for you to see how much you may be going on automatic pilot constantly. You can see like how easily your body responds to natural rhythms, natural circadian rhythms. When it's dark, it's time to eat. It's not really time to eat all hours of the night. So we're taking all these pills. A lot of times we're just not in alignment with the natural rhythms of the body. So 10 o'clock is lights out. So to encourage you and support you in lights out at 10, 9 o'clock, we're doing core, and we're doing a flow, right? Flexibility, flow, and core to strengthen your core. Trust me, you can get really sweaty. And it's not about a whole bunch of sit-ups, right? We want to strengthen the back and the glutes, the muscles that run along the spine and the glutes, right? So you get nice and sweaty, get some flexibility on. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So look in the Body-Culinary About section, and when you see the link for Discord, you'll need to download the Discord app, right? And so once you download that, fill out the Flowah Fit application with Body-Culinary, and we'll review it so we can know who's in there. So when you see your email, also put your name, and then at some point I will connect with you. So I'm not just looking at a cartoon character. I want to see who the real person is. If I can't see you, if I can't identify you, I can't let you in because it needs to be a safe space. So shout out to Rose and Carolyn. Carolyn, you always have such a nice vibe when you come in, and Dora. So I want to see if you make this, and if you're in Flowah Fit community, I want to see you make yours and post it. Now, if you can only find the white dragon fruit, that's fine, because that will give you a really pretty color, that white dragon fruit with the yellow pepper. These are fantastic for your skin. Take somebody whose face is looking like Pop Rocks. It's refreshing. And we have some fiber in here. So think about that. This is like a good amount. And think about all these drinks that you're drinking with no fiber. So essentially, you're just drinking like sugar water. Where's the nutrition? Where's the enzymes? Where's the vitality? Where's the life force, right? That's the liquid that's going to be running through your body. Your womb is affected by that. Your brain is affected by what you're drinking. So we're wondering sometimes why we can't make good, clear decisions, yet we're not feeding the brain. Your cells know the difference. So I wanted to share that with you. I hope to see you in the morning or even this evening. So I do invite you to wear some comfortable clothes. Something that's very comfortable and, that's not going to split as you are stretching. You don't need to be a professional. All levels are welcome. If there is a younger person, 14, 15, 16, they should be accompanied by a mommy, right? So that's really important. Safe spaces are a priority. So I hope to see you this evening. Let me know if you try the dragon juice. You'll see how refreshing it is, subtly sweet. And we want to start to retrain our taste buds to natural flavors, right? Our womb, your breast, they know your gut biome, which is your gut is your first, your stomach is your first brain. Your body, your skin knows the difference. And also, last thing, I invite you to think of putting deposits. Let me know. Share in the comments below. What kinds of deposits are you making into the 401k of your health? And your children too, if you're a mom. But you first. You have to pay yourself first with the valuable currency of your time. Children, young people, little humans are affected from years and years of watching us not take care of ourselves, So it's challenging. Yes, it is. However, we're affecting our children when we're not healthy, and we're setting the standard. They're constantly picking in our bowl. Oh, mommy, what's that? They're licking in the bowl. They're picking in our plate. So we're training their taste buds. They're picking up on our habits. So I'm going to encourage you. Everybody can grow something. You can make some beautiful food, whatever spending plan that you are on. It is totally possible. I've been doing it for years. And perhaps, checking out Whole Living Foods in the Hood with menus to fit your budget. You don't have to spend 30 years to get certain kinds of results in your body. It's a really, really enjoyable lifestyle. All right, let me know how your dragon juice comes out. I'm inviting you to create a great day on purpose, just because you said so. Check out Body-Culinary. So YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and Kwasa with a K. Peaceful, like full belly, like the mangoes growing on the tree out here. Kwasa Peaceful Eating on TikTok. And I will see you soon.